Rosslyn Chapel here. Can't take pictures inside, so won't get any of those. Built by the St. Clair family. Legend of the Templars, and made famous in the movie Da Vinci Code. There's no pictures inside, so that's why I don't have any. Well, the chapel's also known for its incredibly ornate amount of stone masonry and carvings. The whole inside is just detailed like that.
There's all the leaves on that one. And then that one. Beautiful. Okay, now get up closer and take some of that.
And this is just the outside. The inside is even more ornate. They used these towers and arches so they could make the inside taller. I'll show you the arches in a minute. There you can kind of see the arches. Well, we basically got shuttled out of there by a tour bus group that took over the whole chapel. 2 tour bus groups, which was very disappointing. It's like they held service in there, but it wasn't service, it was a tour. Anyway, this is outside where there's no people. Some surprise scenery back here. There's the little village right there. This is Rosslyn Castle. For those of you that are Da Vinci fans, this is where the ending sequence of the movie was filmed.
Again.
This is the entrance. This is all that's left. The house that's in the back there is private and you can't get inside or near the castle. We'll stop and just take a picture.
Very efficient.
Well, after lunch at the Jolly Fisherman with a crab sandwich and crab soup, their famous stuff, this is the little harbor village of Craster that it's in.
They smoke.
With the fish smokery behind us. And this castle right here is Dunstable Castle or something like that. Anyways, the room in our hotel is named the same thing. Read your book or something. Along the shoreline here, the little village of Bulmer. Actually, people swimming.
We are on a little B road. It's not really a little B road because there's parks and there's flowers in the gardens, and shade, and the channel is right there through the trees. And we're driving, and it's cool and beautiful.
This is Bramburgh Castle, near the village of Bramburgh. It's actually more of a fortress, but we'll see what it looks like inside. Whole area is sand dunes and trails.
We have sunglasses on in England.
This place is huge. Two lighthouses out there. Well, it's hard to capture really how far you can see and how blue it really is today. I guess if you own a castle like this, you're always doing work to keep it in shape. So sorry for the construction.
Okay.
This is the big great hall. They call it the King's Room.
About when they can put
This is the village of Bamberg. And they have a little green pitch here for activities and cute little town.
because I don't think I... Okay, that was the causeway that I wasn't obviously recording the entire way across because I'm technologically challenged. But this was the Vera Road, and that was what she crossed to get home. This is Vera's house on Lindisfarne / Holy Island. This is the show that I watch all the time, over and over and again. Lovely, but way out there. And that's okay, because somebody actually owns it. It's not a set, other than when Vera was filming, they used the outside of this for her home. To walk along the sand dune path. And now we're closer to her house, Vera's house. Poor people that actually live there. I don't know if they particularly were fond of Vera, but that's where all the exterior shots were made, from that little house. And then the sand dunes around it, and I'm going to walk over there see the sea in just a minute. Or I guess it's the English Channel.
There she is, Miss Vera Jr.
That's about as blue a water as you can have in England. And if you move over this way, and you come over this sand dune, there is the tip of Vera's house. That's what she sees when she walks out her back door to her garden.
There is part of the causeway. And there is the village. We are here on Holy Island in Lindisfarne at the park, in the village car park, and walk in along with a couple hundred of our best friends. This is the Priory and the Church of St. Mary. Is that the camp? This is St. Mary's Church here. We are on a 1.5 mile walk out on the island here to Lindisfarne Castle. See what we get when we get there. Looks like a big hill to climb. Here's the village over there, and the little walking path that we're on. Well, we just read it's been turned into some kind of holiday home place, unfortunately. And we probably are not going up there and in. That is Bamberg Castle, where we started our morning.
This is where Vera was walking on her last episode with the muttly old dog that she decided to adopt. And off they went, and off she went. The end of the series. We are now driving home on the causeway, once again at low tide, which is the only time you can cross this, because otherwise it's completely covered with water. So this is the road that Billy was on during a Vera scene because a bad guy had knocked him out and drug him out here trying to drown him. And they came racing down the road to save him. And this is the causeway. Greg says that this little building out here on the low tide area was part of the final scene for Vera. And I'll have to go home and watch it again because I don't remember that. I just remember her walking along the row of telephone poles that I took the other video of. But we'll see. Very cool. I was in Vera Land today.
Just having a coffee here at Northern Angel's Coffee, right on the Market Square. right by the clock tower you just heard. Well, this is Alnwick Castle, which is right across from our hotel, which we haven't gotten to yet, so we're not sure. It's also known as a castle used in the Harry Potter movies and where they took their flying lessons in the first year or so. And it's right near our hotel. And this is where, in the first Harry Potter movie, they had their flying lessons. And right up there somewhere is where Neville got stuck. But I don't see the little thing he got stuck on. Correct. We're having a debate about where it was Neville got stuck. I seem to think it was on one of these tall pillars, but whatever he got stuck on isn't on there.
He got stuck on the pole where the flag was flying, which is right there.
All right, since we don't know where it is for sure, you can decide while you watch this. Where did Neville get stuck? And where was Harry seen by Professor McGonagall? All right, this is the other courtyard.
Now we think.
Now we think it might be in here. So we are totally lost.
We should have watched the movie.
We should have watched the movie, but those of you that are the movie buffs, you can see if you can spot it better than we've been able to. Well, this is still the second courtyard we found. The sun lights up the stone really pretty where you see it, but when the sun's behind the castle, all it is a dark shadow.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful though.
Beautiful color. My color.
Okay, we're up on the ramparts here now, looking out over the courtyard. And sorry for the sun in the picture. After looking at our little map and some research, these are called the Baileys. And this one is the inner Bailey, and the other one is the outer Bailey. Here's a
view that hasn't changed for hundreds of years. Sheep and the river and the castle.
Well, here they are. Here they are setting up for a broom flying class in commemoration of the movie. Madam Hooch out there with long hair and a lot younger. Well, we've done a lot of the outside, so now we're going to go inside to the staterooms, see what's in there. Back outside again. After a tour of the staterooms, we were not allowed to go take pictures inside. Inside was just beautiful. It was amazing. The family still lives here from October to March. They close it to tourists. They take down the ropes and the stanchions, and they live in the castle in all the rooms we visited. Okay, we cracked the code, cheated, we looked in a book. This is actually where the flying lesson took place, right here. We are out for a walk in the afternoon hoping for some breeze coming off of the river down the valley to get away from some of the heat. It's hard to believe that 72 degrees in the sun is hot, but it is. There is no air conditioning in any facility around here, so that's an adjustment for us. This is Lions Gate Bridge. We're walking across here on the way into town. Had a lot of pictures and video of it already, but this was kind of neat with the big lion statue.
The Ravenclaw and Slytherin. They don't have the.
You need any help at all? Call the extras.
Oh, that's fun. Just walking town here, the little village, town, whatever. Headed to it's bigger than a village, not really a city. We are headed to a bookstore in an old train station or church or something. Visiting barter books here. Used to be a train station, so we're gonna see what it is. This is St. Michael's Church here in Alnwick, right down a couple blocks from our hotel. This is Edlingham Castle, just outside Alnwick, and we're gonna go see it. St. John the Baptist Church of England, an 11th century church, right here by the castle. Just a small little country church. They don't have regular services in here, but they do have periodic services. That side of the tower is obviously falling away. It's the fortified house from the 12th and 13th century.
That was over there.
A visit and a walk and an explore of Rothbury. Neat old market village town. It's a little pedestrian bridge from the car park into the town center. Up and over and then into the town center there.
Now here's a sight you don't see every day in England. Llamas or alpacas or something that I'm sure they use for their wool are crossing the stream on a beautiful, beautiful day. But Craig saw them as he went over the bridge, and we came back so I could see them too. We are starting a little bit of a drive in the Northumberland National Park, just on a very bright sunshiny day, very humid. We had some rain last night, so we're just kind of taking a little drive through some little teeny tiny villages and seeing what we can see. Yeah, I'll take a picture. And there's the heather that will be purple in another month or two. But right now it's just beautiful green everywhere. A little rocky crag up there.
Maybe that's Harbottle Crag.
Maybe that's Harbottle Crag.
This is the Upper Croquet Dale area.
Car coming the other way. Now we know we're really in the country because there's sheeps and there's no fences and they're everywhere, like that kind. There we go. There's the sheeps crossing the road because they can. And more sheeps over there. And more sheeps over there. Bah! More sheeps. Oh, that's a baby one. Oh my God. it be known, writing this down, that I did not choose this road. Dad did, in order to get me into Northumberland National Park and in the moors.
Just driving through Northumbria National Park on a nice hot day where we can be in the air-conditioned car
In beautiful scenery.
with amazing scenery. We've seen a couple of little setups with pop-up tents and cars and people and clean landscape, and then we saw a sign that said archaeological dig, so there must be some archaeology stuff going on along the river, and this is some site that we found.
We are just on an incredibly beautiful drive. Taxing for Dad for sure, with the sheep everywhere, but oh my land. On an incredibly warm day. But we are so lucky to be able to be in the car and see this. Just beauty beyond belief. Just calm, quiet, simple beauty.
We parked in some obscure car park in the national park called Wedder's Leap. Something about somebody that stole a sheep and they jumped or fell away. Anyways, that's where we are. And it's very pretty here.
You take it. Crazy. This little building here that says the Queen's Head was actually the Stanhope Arms in the final episode of Vera. And in Vera, it was called the Stanhope Arms. But it's not open today. We had hoped to have our midday lupper here, but not to be. But we found it.
Warkworth Castle. We're going to learn about it. I have no idea what it is. Here in the town of Warkworth, along the coast, for our last touring day in the UK and for a visit to the coastline in the coastal area since it's supposed to be so hot today. This is the inside and what it used to look like. How old is it?
In the 15th century. That's what this marble is from. Lost buildings look a whole lot like surviving buildings. I don't know how you tell the difference. Okay.
Very cool, huh? Part of it seems to be intact, or a lot more intact. This is the Lion's Tower, which apparently was some porch or overlook to the Great Hall with some really neat carvings in the 1480s. This is the entrance hall, on up somewhere. This is the chapel. You just have to imagine all the stained glass in the windows and stuff. Well, we thought, or I thought anyways, that some of this still might be finished, but it's not. It's all ruins.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's very interesting. It was like a maze in there. Very cool castle. One of Jennifer's favorites of the trip. View of the village here from up on the castle. Castle brew house over there. Pubs and stuff on Castle Street down that way. We are on a little walk along the river below the castle and trying to see if we can get a good view of the medieval bridge. Little park down here by the river. This is the medieval bridge, one of the few remaining fortified bridges that was in active use until 1965.
From 1480 something.
From 1480 something. This is St. Lawrence Church here in town in Warkworth. For those of you wondering, this is a Northumberland flag. Cool roof. Yeah. We do enjoy the old churches, especially the ones that are still active. Steak and ale pie and a pint at the Mason's Arms. Very good, very classic pub. This was a very neat little village, probably the closest to a classic English village we've seen in a while. Well, I think we are now in the working harbor village of Amble. And down in the harbor to walk the boardwalk some. It's a working harbor. Just 1,000 little seafood shacks and restaurants along here. And they got their own beach right here. And a neat boardwalk that we're walking along. This is Croquet Island Lighthouse. It's right outside the harbor, near the harbor entrance. Okay, these houses over here used to be painted all bright pastel colors, but not anymore. We hunted for them in the 2 or 3 other towns we've been to, now we finally found them. And then they're not painted anymore.
So there's a sailboat going out of the harbor and some red boat coming in. We don't know what this is, but we're trying to figure out. Must dredge. Maybe it's a dredger because of the big scoop on the front. We're calling it a dredger. That's official.
Here's our dredge boat actually working. Digging out some of the channel for the harbor, it looks like. You can watch it list when it takes its big load of wet mud.
Quite the view. Yeah,
There's our castle that we were at earlier today.
And the dredger.
And this guy's going out for a sail on a nice windy day. We got the dredge going and working.
Fishing boat, or a little tugboat or something with the big bow.
Little market village. Little market area along the harbor here. They've got these little huts set up. We are out in the middle of the country at Morrick Dairy Farm because they said they had really good ice cream. And there's no signs. We had to look all over for it on a little one-lane road. And we found it, and there's a million cars here. It's a working farm here with a little ice cream truck and a little petting zoo.